theories on the mind. The study of the mind in both the East and the West has followed the path of understanding our consciousness. Although various scientists and philosophers may have differing opinions on the mind, they remain consistent on one point: its importance to human potential. So, what is the mind?
There's no mathematical formula for that.
Mind, as a noun, means that which feels, wills, and thinks. It also means memory, remembrance, state of being remembered, thought, purpose, conscious mind, intellect, intention. Though the word mind is very often used in scientific literature, the exact definition has never been easy. Mind has not been clearly defined in psychology either. The mind and its function have been explained as both matter and energy.
Just answer the damn questions.
The brain is made up of cells which are physical in nature. However, the mind is also responsible for thoughts, emotions, perceptions, which are intangible. Therefore, the mind is thought to be both material and energetic in nature. Proponents of this theory suggest that the mind is not just product of physical activity, but also of our thoughts and emotions. This means that the mind transcends the purely physical realm and is instead a product of our mental and emotional state. This is why consciousness and the mind are often considered synonymous. Psychologists study the science of the mind. They look at how we think, feel, and behave. They use this knowledge to help people understand themselves and others better.
You know how to cut to the core of me.
Psychologists study human issues that begin before birth and continue until death. This means that they study everything from how a baby's brain develops to how a person's mental health changes as they get older. The study of mind and human behavior is an incredibly complex undertaking, one that has captivated the interest of thinkers for centuries. In contemporary times, psychology has evolved into a highly refined field with a vast array of subdisciplines, each focused on a specific area of inquiry. At its core, however, psychology remains the study of mind and behavior and the quest to understanding the complexities of human experience.
Well, that's really impressive.
So, what do some of the experts have to say? Let's take a look. Sigmund Freud, a neurologist to begin with, explained the human mind as a multi-layered entity. According to Freud, the mind is divided into 3 levels: the pre- or subconscious, conscious, and the unconscious. Freud's model of the mind is often described as an iceberg. What we can see and are aware of is our conscious mind. What we can't see but are aware of is our subconscious mind. And what we are not aware and can't see is our unconscious mind. The conscious mind contains all the thoughts, memories, feelings, and wishes of which we are aware of at any given time. This is the aspect of our mental processing that we can think and talk about rationally. This also includes our memory, which is not always part of our consciousness, but can be retrieved easily and brought into awareness.
It's a no-brainer.
The subconscious is what we may not be able to see but know exists. It consists of anything that could be potentially brought into the conscious mind.
All the answers you seek will be yours.
The unconscious mind is a reservoir of feelings, thoughts, urges, and memories that are outside of our conscious awareness. The unconscious contains contents that are unacceptable or unpleasant, such as feelings of pain, anxiety, or conflict.
I'm afraid you and I have arrived at an awkward moment.
According to Carl Jung, the concept of the collective unconsciousness is central to an understanding of the human mind. This refers to a level of the mind that is shared by all people, and that includes images and ideas that have arisen as a result of our species' evolutionary history.
I was not aware of that.
Jung believed that the collective unconscious is composed of a number of different archetypes, which are universal symbols that can be found in myths, legends, and religious traditions from all around the world. It also helps to explain why some cultural practices such as ritual and mythology are found in all societies. These archetypes help to shape our individual personalities, and they also play a role in shaping our collective experience as a species.
How much more connected do you want to be?
The universal predispositions stem from our ancestral past. The existence of archetypes can explain why some ideas and images are so universal and why we are drawn to them. The idea of the collective unconscious is an important part of Jung's overall theory of psychological type, which posits that there are two fundamental ways of perceiving and making decisions: thinking and feeling. Although the collective unconscious is not directly accessible to conscious awareness, its contents can become conscious through dreams, art, religion, and other forms of expression. For Jung, our primitive past becomes the basis of the human psyche, directing and influencing our present behavior.
Guess I'm being spontaneous.
B.F. Skinner was a radical behaviorist who believed that psychology should focus only on the study of observable behavior. Skinner believed that the behavior is motivated by the consequences we receive for the behavior, reinforcements and punishments. His idea is that learning is the result of consequences based on the law of effect, which states that behaviors that are followed by pleasant consequences become more likely to be repeated.
Chocolate?
While behaviors that are followed by unpleasant consequences become less likely to be repeated.
Bad, Leonard.
Ved Vyas is one of the most influential Vedic philosophers, and his discussion of the place of mind in the philosophical systems of India is highly respected. The Vedas, Upanishads, 6 systems of philosophies, and the Bhagavad Gita all detail that the mind is of a subtle physical nature. The mind can be understood as an energetic system.
Clarify.
The chakra system is a network of energy centers that run all along the length of the spine. There are 7 main chakras, each of which is associated with physical, mental, or emotional well-being. The root chakra, for example, is associated with grounding and security, while the crown chakra is associated with spirituality and connection to higher self.
That makes total sense.
The chakras can become imbalanced due to stress, trauma, or other negative consequences.
I don't feel right. I feel like I'm leaking.
In Sanskrit yoga philosophy, nadi means tube, pipe, channel, or flow. Nadi allows our life force energy to travel through the body. The Chinese call this energy qi, Japanese call it ki, and Indians call it prana. What is important to appreciate is that in these channels flow not only our energy, but also our thoughts, memories, emotions, and life experiences.
That's amazing.
The claim about the number of nadis in the human body is argued. For instance, the Shiva Samhita, an ancient Sanskrit text on yoga, indicates that there are 350,000 nadis, of which 14 are particularly important. And out of those 14, 3 are most vital, whereas the recent Hatha Yoga texts indicate that there are 72,000 pathways in which the prana moves. Meanwhile, the Chinese understand this pathway as the meridian energy system. In the early 1960s, a proposition was made to clarify the anatomical basis of the meridians.
Didn't you get the memo?
Magnetic resonance imaging, the MRI, found evidence of correlating acupuncture points with areas of the meridian system. In addition, measurable changes in electrical potential have been observed at acupuncture points.
This might be a teachable moment.
The premovascular system, the PVS, helps to explain the fundamental physiological concept of the meridian system and acupuncture points. The idea behind the premovascular system mirrors that of the nadi. You can think of the PVS as a communication system that links living organisms to their environment.
And so, we are all connected in the great circle of life.
In summary, the human mind, is an incredibly complex machine, and understanding how it works is challenging and an ongoing endeavor. However, by studying the observable behavior of people and animals, we can gain insights into how learning occurs and how we can best harness its power to improve our lives. The mind has been described as a product of the brain and nothing more than a mess of matter.
Don't be ridiculous.
However, there is growing evidence that the mind may be something more than just matter. Recent research has shown that the mind may be a field of energy. For example, studies have shown that the human brain produces electromagnetic fields. These fields are thought to play a role in information processing and communication.
Get out of here!
Additionally, some researchers have argued that the mind may be an emotional state. This theory is based on the observation that emotions can influence our thoughts and behaviors. Taken together, these studies suggest that the mind may be more than just matter. It may be a field of energy or an emotional state.
Oh man, I feel like wow.
I tend to see the mind as the software and the brain as its hardware.
Oh, okay. I see what you did there.
In the next section, I'll share my story and share my passion in harnessing the power of the mind.